you look at Arsenal and you look at the fact they're going to bring in Bruno Guimaraes as well. It's going to be a conversation I feel we're going to have a lot over the next couple of weeks as we count down to start the Premier League. It's very difficult to put up an argument, Frank, isn't it, as to why they won't retain their title?
Exactly. Because the reason is clearly because the others, they don't know where they go, where Arsenal, the Gunners, they have some insurances and they know that with the team that they have right now, they can be better than anybody else. Well, we don't know what Bruno Guimaraes will bring, if he will play alongside Rice or not, so what's going to be the Arteta's decision. And the biggest question is for Saliba. It's a good thing that Nkapie signed the contract, and I forgot the other one, Mosquera, yes, can play in that positioning. But nobody's going to replace Saliba. And when you have Gabriel and Saliba, you are strong. You know that you are stronger than anybody else, and that's what it is. So, yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, I won't be worried. The first 4 seats is given. Now, can they double and win the Premier League again? Yes, they're the favourite for me, but they will have to show it.
Can we just show that starting 11 again? What's interesting, not only are the players that are on the pitch, but look who's on the bench, Ali. This Arsenal team is so deep. You've got cover for every single position.
Yes, you do. And if you're to go by the conversation that we had yesterday about Vini Jr., is there a possibility that indeed Arsenal end up with Vini Jr. down that left-hand side? And so, to your point, Dan, and it's a very valid one, and it's something that we've talked about.
There's not even Kai Havertz, by the way, on the bottom of that.
Yes, there is. Right next to bench says Havertz, S.A. Martinelli, Calafiori. That's, you want me to keep going down the list?
It's very small writing.
Okay. In any case.
Better with or without?
But Arsenal, absolutely. It's a conversation that we had all of last season, and we were talking about, is Manchester City going to be able to come back, and this and that and the other. And while we'd like for there to be a race, when you look at the depth of the squad of Arsenal as compared to everybody else in that conversation, there is no conversation. It is Arsenal, and then it's everybody else. How they handle that, that's obviously on Arteta and the team and the players. But just think about this for a second. Bruno Guimaraes makes this team stronger. If indeed this conversation about Vini Jr. is a serious one, and I doubt that it is, but if it is a serious one, man, it would make him stronger. And yet we still haven't answered the question of the number 9 position because it's still Victor Gyökeres. So I have no doubt whatsoever about what Arsenal are going to be in the Premier League. But I think at this point, if you're an Arsenal fan and you've already won the Premier League last season and you got as far as you did in Champions League, you're thinking, what takes us to the next level in order to win that final? That number 9 position still needs to be addressed.
Frank,
go on,
Frank.
I'm sorry, Dan. Maybe it's the time for us to stop thinking that teams nowadays need a striker. I mean, if you put Alan and Kane apart, and even Kane can get out of this positioning, you don't have strikers anymore. I mean, allow me to have some thoughts and really deep thought about Franco Baresi. He was a sweeper, and I was a sweeper. That position doesn't exist anymore because the football evolved. Whatever he can do, it doesn't mean he evolves, but he evolves. And the striker position, I'm sorry, we have questions from almost every team. We talked about Barcelona. You can talk about Paris Saint-Germain. Who is the real striker? Even Mbappe comes from the left side. And there isn't, except, again, Kane and Allen, many fantastic strikers nowadays in the world. So maybe for Arsenal it's the time to bury that position and think about something else, because they don't use, when they buy a striker, they don't use it. So it's, for me, the debate is maybe not a debate anymore because that positioning is maybe vanishing little by little.
I refuse to believe that the striker position has become obsolete. I refuse to believe it.
As a former striker.
As a former striker. There is no possibility in my mind that one of my priorities as a manager, as a general manager, as a club president, is to have a striker. Now,
yeah, but you don't deny the reality of it.
the reality of it is that the position has evolved, which is what I was going to get to. Well, a little bit of patience will go a long way,
Thank
Frank.
you.
I was going to get
Sorry
to it.
about that. Sorry about that.
That the position has changed and the demands of the position has changed. But even in that regard, Arsenal still don't have a player that can occupy that space. Even if somebody played it like Dembele or somebody played it like Mbappe or somebody played it in a different style, they still don't have that player, whoever that player may be. They haven't addressed that. They need to address that because when it comes to scoring a goal against PSG in the Champions League final, who's going to score that goal? That's the question that they need to answer, and they haven't answered it yet.
Arsenal win the league?
Absolutely, yes.
Frank?
Yes. But right now, yes.
What can you say with more positivity? Because some people suggest we're anti-Arsenal on this show. Transfer Talk, as always, is available.
It may have something to do with you, Dan.
How dare you? Be sure to check it out over on the website. Every summer there feels like there's so many comings and goings at Chelsea. This one looks no exception whatsoever. Let's hear from Xabi Alonso.
Each season it's a moment to invest, to buy, to get players, to sell players, but to do things with a plan that we had in mind. So we are still 3 weeks to go in the transfer market, but we have an idea how we want to finish. Let's try to accomplish it the best possible way. We want to have a good season. Let's see where we are in May, but for sure we want to have the feeling that we are competitive, that we can deserve to fight for important things during this year. Time will tell, but that's our goal at the moment.
3 weeks to go to the start of the season, Frank. How are you feeling with your Chelsea ways?
I feel better because they finally understood the fact that they needed players with experiences, and the fact that Anderson and also
Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck. Sorry, yeah, thank you very much. But are coming, and the fact that Lacroix is coming, and he has experience now being international players. I think it's a good thing that those young players, are we saying, are surrounded by players who can show them the way. First in the dressing room, maybe by behaving the right way, working hard in the training station, but also knowing how to handle some hard time during the game. So I think it's a very good thing, and I want to believe that Welbeck and Anderson will give very good advices to the youngest. Now, in terms of player, I think they have like 45 players. They have to get rid of some of them, and of course, Xabi Alonso will have to get a selection of the players and maybe get rid of 15, at least 15 players. That's insane, but it's what he has to do. Otherwise, you cannot work. You cannot be able to work properly every day, week in, week out, to make sure that you have everybody tuned in. So it's going to be hard. He's going to get rid of the player he doesn't want, because if they are here and out, they're going to create problems inside the dressing room. So psychologically, it's going to be hard as well. So I want to believe that it can be a good season if Xabi Alonso knows how to cut off the squad, exactly know what he wants to do. Of course, the loss against Juventus doesn't mean anything because that's a friendly game. You try. First game of the season will, I think, count. So I want to believe that it's possible for Chelsea to have a good season. So let's wait and see.
What does that mean, Frank? What does that mean? What is a good season?
Well, a good season is, of course, in the Champions League fourth or fifth place seats. But for me, the only club right now where I'm going to say is pretty sure to get into the first five is Arsenal. The others have doubts everywhere. City, we don't know what's going to happen with the new coach. Liverpool with the team, we don't really know. And the same for United. Last year, for almost, well, more than half of the season, they were struggling. So nobody is insured to be in the first four, but Arsenal, I would say, right now.
Frank makes a good point there, doesn't he?
Surprisingly so.
Because every other club has got issues.
Yeah.
There are problems. I suppose the one positive you could say, and it's something Stevie brought up in yesterday's show, there's no Europe for Chelsea. You can just fully focus on the Premier League. 38 games to finish the top four. And in that sense, that's fair to say that does make the path easier, doesn't it?
It gives them an advantage. But in order to take advantage of indeed what you consider would be a positive for Chelsea, you have to have a team. And I don't know how you put together a team when you have this amount of players in the locker room. See, I'm all for upgrading a team. I'm all for updating a team, and that's maybe 5, 6 players, 4 or 5 players at a time. But when 10 players are walking into the locker room, how do you actually put together a team?
So here we go. Here is a team. It's a good team, isn't it?
It's a competitive team, but it's not that much different than the team that struggled for a long period of time last year.
Morgan Rogers, obviously.
He would be an upgrade, and I have to imagine that a season later, Estevao, if he stays fit, he's going to be a difference maker for them. Look.
But then you've got injuries at the back. You've got James, you've got Colwill.
And you have concerns, and you have uncertainty, and the goalkeeping position is still a position that you can question, as you can question the rest of the squad for Chelsea. And so while I hear Xabi Alonso in what he's saying is that this is a year to invest and to sell and to buy players and to put together a squad and this and that and the other. Well, yes, in order to put together a squad, you need this team to play together. And it's a new manager with new ideas. And all these things take time. People don't want to. People think that guys just show up and magically you become a team. Well, not with a new manager, not with a bunch of new players. All these things take time. And so on paper, it would seem like Chelsea seem to be heading in the right direction and seem to be making the right decisions. But it's a lot of players that are coming in and a lot of players that are going out. It's hard to make a team work as a group together consistently so and productively so when you keep making changes.
Frank, what do you like, what do you don't like about that starting 11 we put up?
What I really like is the fact that Colwill comes back if James is not injured with the signing of Lacroix. I think it makes the defense being better than last season. I want to know where Enzo Fernandez stands because he clearly said that he wanted to go. So I don't know if he should stay in the first 11. And I find the 4 at front more suitable and more according to what I want to see with Chelsea, where they all can play together. They're really in the right positioning. So I think it can be very interesting to see those 4 players playing together. Yes, as Ali, I have a question mark for the goalkeeper. Sanchez can be very good on the line, but with his feet, he's always creating issues and scares the fans when he has the ball in his feet. So and the bench, and I'm with Ali again. What are you going to do with the bench? How are you going to work on that? The best recruitment right now is Xabi Alonso, but how Xabi Alonso will make his team work, we don't have the answer because he will have again to cut off the squad. Otherwise, he's not going to survive.
And we're also assuming that Cole Palmer is going to be Cole Palmer, which he wasn't.
Well, which Cole Palmer though?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Will the real Cole Palmer stand up?
Please do so. If indeed he does and he plays at a high level, which he expected to be, then we're having a different type of conversation. But he's going to have to take that position as the guy in the attack for Chelsea. Because if he's not, if he has this up and down season like he did last year, then Chelsea become more limited in the attack. And so I think there are a lot of questions. And it was the initial point that Frank made and that you made as well, that not like every team is trying to figure out who they are. Arsenal, they're pretty much settled. Everybody else, they're trying to figure out what is our best version and how do we get to be our best version. I don't think any of these other teams have a clear answer on that.